Hey everyone, today is Bookshop Day in the UK. I always love this day. So it was created by an organization called Books Are My Bag, which is a campaign to encourage people to go out and use their local bookshops and buy books from their local bookshops rather than online, like real physical bookshops. And they also organize a book prize of a Readers Awards, which are actually voted for by members of the public. So I'll talk more about that in a minute, and I'll put a link down below in case you want to vote and have your say in this award yourself. But I always love this day because it makes an excuse to go out to a local bookshop and buy a book or multiple books that I've been meaning to get for ages. And I'm gonna go out and do that really soon, but first I thought I would make a video because it's a great excuse to talk about some of my favorite London bookshops and also ask you about what are some of your favorite bookshops. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below about what some of your favorite bookshops are that you like to go to, even though they might be far away from me and I might not be able to visit them. It's always fun hearing about the bookshops people like going to. So I know I'm really lucky to live in London. I'm spoiled for choice really for bookshops, and I've been living here for 18 years, and so I've gone to lots of bookshops in my time, and obviously there's the big ones. There's Waterstones in Piccadilly, and then there's Foyles on Charing Cross, and these are big massive bookshops that I can just get lost in for hours. But I tend to prefer sort of smaller bookshops that feel like they have a more curated selection of books that they're offering for people, So there's the London Review Bookshop near the British Museum, which I love going to, and they also do a great series of book events there because I always love going to book events. So recently I saw Olivia Lane there being interviewed by Ali Smith about Lane's new novel, Crudo, her very first novel. And then I also love going to Gaze the Word bookshop in Bloomsbury. This is a bookshop with a really fascinating long history. They've been going since 1979, and they were featured in the recent film a few years ago called Pride, which is an amazing film I'd really recommend seeing. And so obviously they specialize in LGBT books, so they're also a great community hub as well as being a bookstore, and also often have great events. And then also I really love Persephone Books, which is actually located quite close to the Charles Dickens Museum. And Persephone are also a publisher that publish neglected fiction and nonfiction from 20th century writers, mostly female writers. And they produce the most beautiful dove gray covers to all of their books. And when I go in their bookshop, I just want to buy all of their books and have an entire shelf dedicated to these beautiful dove gray books. So those are some of my favorite bookshops, and like I said, I love going to author events, and I think the best bookshop for author events in the UK, well, not just author events, but also book clubs and different kinds of events, is Waterstones Gower Street. They put on an amazing selection of events. So if you live in London or near London or visiting London, I'd really recommend going to their page of events and seeing what they have on, because they do really interesting ones. Just the other night I went to a reading that they organized by Sarah Perry talking about her new novel Melmoth. So let me know in the comments below what are some of your favorite bookshops. I'd really love to hear about them and chat about them with you. I also wanted to tell you about the Books Are My Bag Awards, and I know we can all get a bit tired of book prizes because sometimes it feels like there's a zillion of them out there, but these are really special because the shortlists for these awards were chosen by bookshops. And there are several categories in the awards, and the shortlists for each of these categories was just announced yesterday. So if you go on the site, I'll put a link in the description below, you can see the shortlists for all the categories for this year's prize. And readers actually get to vote for the winner for each of these categories. So you can vote yourself by going to the website. And as a taster, I want to show the books that were listed for the novel category because it's a really exciting list. So there are 6 books listed for the prize, and I've read 3 of them. So there's The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock, which was shortlisted for the Women's Prize this year as well. And there is Home Fire by Kamila Shamsie, which actually won the Women's Prize this year. And there's Tin Man by Sarah Winman, which is a novel I love so much, and I find it actually a bit difficult to talk about it and articulate my feelings about it because I loved it so much. And then there is Music Shop by Rachel Joyce, and Rachel Joyce is an author I've read before. I love her novels, The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry and The Love Song of Miss Queenie Hennessy. Those are great books, and so I've been meaning to get to this most recent novel of hers. And then there's a novel, Midwinter Break, which is a novel that was one of my most anticipated reads last year, and I just didn't get around to actually reading it for some time, for some reason. I don't know why I didn't get to it, but it's just one of those things. So I'm really glad that it's been shortlisted for this awards. It's reminded me that I really want to read it. And then there is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which is a novel that I've heard really strong recommendations from a couple readers I know and who I trust. So I've been really interested to read this novel as well. So let me know what you think of this list and all the other category lists. Also, let's chat about bookshops in the comments section. I'd love to know where you like to go for your books. So I'm gonna go out book shopping now, and I'm sure I'll be posting about my progress of what I buy on Twitter and Instagram and all those places. So let me know if you go out and buy any books today and what you get. So happy Bookshop Day, and I will speak to you again soon.